Took a short for $765. Let's see how I did it. Welcome back. If we check on July 22nd, here I took two trades and I was hesitating in the morning because on the pre-market I said, all right, the dollar is in demand. It hasn't, it went up at the London Open, then it started to come down. It hasn't broken the demand. It didn't get to supply, so it is um, the trend does not look pretty solid today for the dollar. The yen was going up, bonds were going up, but the dollar was indecisive. So I said, all right, my strategy today is going to be playing tradable reactions, um, wait for the internals to give me information, and try to go for shorter targets because the VIX is coming down, meaning volatility is coming down. So the shorter my target, the higher the probability, right? So my first trade was after the news came out. We had services PMI and manufacturing PMI at 9:45. So I waited for the drop to happen, right? And I did have this area which it was very good geometrically. The geometry of the zone was pretty cool, pretty good for me, but the location was not the best. This blue line was my initial target for the trade, but this initial target means that I did have some demand right here. So when it's too close, I tend to hesitate and just take them confirmation. And in the live stream, I said, all right, this first area, I will take it only confirmation. And I did put my order in, but never got filled. Why? Because it went straight up, right? Um, the internals did not confirm this move either. Um, so I waited for this area to work. I put a limit order right here, and it went partially one to one. And then I moved my stop break even. I got stop top break even. And I said, all right, if this thing continues to go up, fine. If the tick chart gives me the signal, does not break any high or any recent high, or um, just goes up and immediately rejects to the downside, then I'll put my order in, right? Here's how the internals looked. Um, ADQD came down after the news, and then it was retracing back up. That's the perfect setup for me to go short. Here the tick chart I created this high and this low, and then it was in a lower high. I don't know if oh yeah, I have a picture here of the internals. The tick chart was creating clearly lower highs and lower lows, and the ADQD was on the negative territory by the time. All right, my second trade is the same area, which is fine for me to take the same area. It's not good when I take it just because I want to, but you can take multiple times in the same area and it can work, right? But it has its probability. So what is the thing for me here? I remember last week, or it was I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't remember, or either this week. Um, no, it wasn't this week, but 1 week ago, I took the area twice or three times, but I was FOMOing. I was trading here. I was trading beyond the zone. Why? Because I was not in my best shape mentally. I was not thinking clearly on what to do with the chart, right? So I did have this area, and I retook the trade here short, and I happened to hit my target. Now my initial target, do you guys see how my original target was down here? I did have some demand to the left, but when I saw this and I started to see the internals, I said, all right, this thing might not go. and that was a good decision because I did have this demand, right? And this demand partially worked, right? Meaning that if my target would have been here, um, here's the internals. The internals were good, but if I happened not to be filled here, I would have gotten break even right here. That would have messed with my psychology. Even worse, I wouldn't have the second chance to re-engage into this trade for several reasons. Number one is one, true, two, the third time, I'm not gonna take it, right? And even if I want to take it, right, it was so fast, this this movement here, that I couldn't have any time to re-engage here. So, and regardless, if let's say I did take this trade, I would have gotten stopped out for a loss or at least break even again, right? And the fifth time, I will not be taking this trade at all, right? And the fifth time is when the thing ends up working. So the best decision is for you to, all right, how is the momentum, right? Here we did have some sort of momentum, but it went down, it went up, it went down. It's not like this. Look at this. This is a very sudden move. So when I started to see this, I moved my stop, my target to a more probabilistic level, right? So I moved it. I got 3.5. So I think is a good trade. There you go. Here you can take a closer look to the demand zone, right? So I move my target right above this, so I could get my target. All right. So here's how my week look. If we go to the trade analytics by outcome, I had a total of 7 trades, right? Here my winning percentage is different, is 28.5%. In reality is 50% because this accounts for the break-evens. I did have 3 break-evens. Ideally, I would like to have 3 winners, 2 losers, and 2 break-evens. But I had a 3 break-even. That's fine. Um, Always when the loser is the smallest number, I'm happy, right? So how much I did not make too much money because my size I I I went up in size Tuesday. Yeah, I went up in size Tuesday, but I was not in my mental state. Look, I had a loser of $400, whereas today I was risking like $250, right? Um, so I said, you know what? I'm still from the trip. I didn't take any trade the 20th, right? The 19th, which is Tuesday, I took this terrible trade. I was trying to trade long, and then um, I happened to take this so bad trade. This bad trade. It was a short. I remember it. So next day I said, all right, today you're not gonna do the same. You're gonna have to wait for your setup with the today's direction, and then you will take that trade, not against, right? So the 20th, I did miss my opportunity. Sadly, I did miss it again, right? But the good thing is that I didn't take the short, right? So the 21st, which was yesterday, I said, all right, your best setup, don't rush into it, lower your risk so you're comfortable. Um, and then I took this short. And today I took the short again, right? Not the best numbers for the week. Again, 8 hours for the week with lower size. Buying expectancy is 183, is not bad. Ideally, is between 250 and 300. But at the end of the day, I've had a good month so far. It's a short month for me. I had 1 week off, right? So next week is the last week of the month. Let's see if we can boost these results. But again, I will play conservatively all the time because I don't want to rush into things. I want to increase my size gradually. Like I'm doing one or two contracts depending on the area that I'm risking, right? But I want to play 5, 7, 8. That comes with the account size. When the account size grows, then my account will grow. My risk will grow. My risk reward will grow. Um, Certainly next week I will go back to my usual 400 or $500 risk, right? So I can catch up. I want to be sure of my psychology after this trip that I took. It usually takes me weeks to get back in shape, right? After all that drinking and partying and and not sleeping well. With that, I ask you please, if you like this type of content, like, subscribe, and share so we can get to more people. That helps us with the YouTube algo. Um, and I'll see you guys all next week. I'm gonna pass it over to George. He's gonna do his recap. Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you, Franco. My daily recap. Didn't have a very good day, not having a very good week. If you take a look here at the Edge Wonk, me on the week, Edge Wonk is our trading software or journaling software that we use. You can go to edgewonk.com and find out more about it. So on the week, 25% win rate, 3 losers, 1 winner. But this is the daily recap. You can see today, July 22nd. My day is red. Let's go ahead and take a look. I took 1 loser and 1 break even. So I'm basically down 1R minus 1.13R. It was a very small loss on my second trade that I closed early, basically. Our break even trade. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trades. This is actually my second trade that we're looking at right now. On the live, actually, I was having issues with my Rhythmic and my Lilu in the early part of the session, so I had to take my first trade on Sim, which was a long. Market opened here, broke out to the upside, and pulled back. I had a limit order, sitting here right at the top of this 2-minute candle. We did have news at 9:45. And we got close to, so this filled me at 9:42 with 59 seconds. And I was waiting for that minute candle to close. And if it closed and I hadn't been filled in yet, I was actually going to move my entry to the low of this 2-minute candle right down here. But it filled me in with 1 second to go. I was okay with it. I was able to withstand this pullback. I was risking this entire 2-minute candle here. And then the news hit. Pulled back on me. It did shoot up, but I didn't even get to 1-to-1 with this spike up, and then it quickly reversed from there and stopped me out. Now, if I would have moved my entry to this low, then it would have at least gone 1-to-1. It wouldn't have hit my first target, which is 2-to-1, but it would have at least gone 1-to-1. Then maybe I could have reconsidered getting out of this trade break even. So a better entry may have resulted in a little bit better of an overall result. All in all, though, it wasn't necessarily a bad trade. I would likely take it again if given the opportunity. So that was -1. I lost about $300 on that trade. I believe it was like $292 something anyway. It was on Sim though, so it didn't actually affect my account. But then I took trade here. Then after it broke down and broke some levels to the downside, I wanted to get short. And so I had this zone up here, this 2-minute candle here. Some selling pressure there, so I was trying to get in at the low of this candle and risk this entire 2-minute candle there. I didn't have a limit order. I wanted to see how far this could go. The internals were starting to push up quite heavily, but when it broke down from there. I had a limit order sitting there when it broke down in this candle here. I had a limit order. My stop was up in this area here. Fortunately, it chopped around for the next 20 to 30 minutes. And it seemed to me that the internals, I was hoping that, especially with that price action right there, that selling candle, that tiny little doji with a huge selling tail on top, I was hoping that this was going to be the sign that this was going to start to come down and at least break this trend line that I had drawn here. If you remember on the live, I had my stop somewhere near the high of this candle, and I said if it breaks the trend line, I will then move my stop above this pivot here, and it did not. So it didn't break down. It started to push back up, and I just closed my trade basically at break even. Unfortunate thing is that leaving my stop up there, not touching my trade, it did test this area one more time, and then it freaking went straight down from there. It hasn't stopped going down all afternoon. In fact, all morning. Then it chopped around a little bit around lunch, and then broke down again, and it's been doing nothing but dropping until 2:15. Right? So certainly would have gotten all of my targets on that trade. A bit frustrating to come back and see that the charts did what I planned on it doing, but that I wasn't able to execute on it. So certainly something that I need to work on. Again, very frustrating day. I wouldn't say very frustrating day, but I was overly frustrated day and this week. So need to take a nice relaxing weekend off. Try and forget about this week and come back strong next week. If we take a look at my month so far as well, remember it's July. We took a week off for the 4th of July, so we haven't basically only had 2 full weeks of trading, and I'm only up basically 1 R. 43% win rate, basically 4 losers, 3 winners, break evens in there, so not a good month so far. Need to come in on Monday with a clear head. It's the last week in the month. We have federal funds rate on Wednesday of next week on the 27th, so I need to come in, trade strong, finish the week off, finish the month off on a good note. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you guys next week. Remember, 9 a.m. pre-market analysis, 9:25 we trade live. We are trading futures live. We show you our winners. We show you our losers. And we'll catch you guys next week.